Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
We now go into delegated legislation. Delegated legislation is defined as the act of transferring powers and functions through the acts of parliament to other organizations such as ministers, local governments, public corporations, etc. Laws made by these bodies are referred to as bylaws. Delegated legislation is a special feature of modern government. Types of delegated legislation. 1. Bylaws. These are laws made by local governments, public corporations, ministries. These powers are conferred on them through the acts of parliament. Number 2. Orders in council. This is a type of legislation in many countries, especially the Commonwealth realms. In the UK, this legislation is formally made in the name of the Queen by the Privy Council, which is a body that advises the Crown on political and governmental issues of the state. Number 3. Special procedure orders. The minister makes the order and presents it to the parliament. The orders come into force after 14 days, unless petitions of general objection have been lodged against it. Number 4. Provisional orders. A minister could be given the power to run an undertaking, for example, a transport corporation, but at this stage it is provisional or temporary until confirmed by parliament. Number 5. Statutory instruments. Ministerial regulation is governed by Statutory Instrument Acts. These instruments are merely directed to rules applicable to the country. For example, no smoking in public institutions, schools, health institutions, etc., as directed by the Ministry of Health. Merits of delegated legislation. Number 1. It has succeeded in reducing the pressure of work on Parliament. Number 2. It saves Parliament enough time, whose lawmaking machinery could break down if it were to enact all laws. Number 3. It is useful in time of emergency. Hence, it helps the executive to take quick decisions in case of external attack. Number 4. It makes for efficiency and precision. Number 5. It is useful where experiment is desired. Most local governments have achieved something realistic through this experiment. Demerits of delegated legislation. Number 1. It violates the principle of the rule of law, which lays emphasis on the freedom of citizens. Number 2. It is undemocratic, since most of the laws made by some of these bodies are draconian and do not have the support of the people. Number 3. Laws made by these bodies may have a negative effect on legislative functions of parliament. Thus, it erodes lawmaking functions. Number 4. The executive may tend to grow more powerful than the legislature. Number 5. The executive arm seems to have too much powers at its disposal, which could make it become dictatorial. With this, we have come to the end of our discussion on delegated legislation. We have seen its definition, its features, types, and merits and demerits.